and I'm talking about the energy of help. Just going to wait for everything just to sort of sort itself out as far as Facebook goes, and then we'll get started. So yes, hey, we are here on Thursday Live, and today we're talking about the energy of help. Have you ever felt that you suck, you're crappy, you're useless at asking for help? There's just like, no way am I going to ask for help for this. I should be able to do this. But you're so willing to help out anyone who's in trouble, anyone who asks you for help. To be honest, you probably even made it your business that you help other people because you hate to see people struggling. But often we put ourselves last. I'm in the business of putting you first, second, and third, which means that I have to put myself first, second, and third as well. Asking for help seems to be the plight of so many women that I speak to. This need for independence, this need to stand on the island, this need to sort of take responsibility and be serious and struggle our way through. We wear this no need to ask for help like a badge of honor. It's like, I struggled through, I made it, it's necessary, I did it, I forged through. I mean, I've been called in the past a bulldozer because I will just force my way through. What I've been discovering recently is that is adverse to everything that's going on. You have an entourage of helpers all the way around you. And I don't just mean physical friends and family and people in your community and soul tribe and all the rest of it, but you have it turned everything around for me, and I just call this practical magic. Even yesterday I was sewing something for my son, and he has this he's 16, he has this doo-doo, we call it in France, so like his cuddle toy. And so Ice Bunny had a hole in its leg, and it's like, Mum, will you just please fix Ice Bunny's leg? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And I had a whole pile of sewing, like a hem on a dress and a button on a pair of shorts. And so they were quite happy to ask for help because you ask for your mum, don't you? So I thought, oh, okay, so got to get the light right, got to get my glasses on. So, thread the needle, put the thread through the needle. It might be a little bit difficult. And I've realised over the last 3 years that I can do this, and I ask for help from my entourage, particularly with my soul. I'm like, do you know what? You can see this. I can't. Will you please help me? So I'm putting the thread through, and I just have to trust that I won't be able to see where the thread needs to go, but the thread will go through the needle every single time, and boom, there it came again. So I was able to thread it, tie the knot at the end, and start sewing. We can ask for help on so many different things that we're not asking for already. And that is why I'm doing the Soul Assisted Business School, because we're not asking for the help that we need. We're not able to listen to the service, to the help, to the assistance that's available for us. And you know that when you give help, you feel great, don't you? You feel great that you've helped someone else out and things are turning out well for them. And what we are not accepting for ourselves is this great generosity that someone else can bestow on us, and it's a gift. How nice is it when you can do something in a flash? It might be cooking, it might be sewing, it might be coaching, it might be just giving somebody a lift, it might be doing all sorts of different things that you can do in a flash that would take someone else forever. And you're like, it's okay, it was really easy for me to do. I learned this lesson years ago when I lived in Oxford. I just moved into a house, separated from a partner, and a friend of mine's partner said, oh, I'll come round and fix your lawnmower and we'll cut your lawn because it's getting out of hand. I'm like, yeah, it is getting out of hand. So he came around and he cut the lawn, but I had this feeling inside me like, I owe him something. I need to give him something back. I need to invite them to dinner. Now I know where this comes from. This comes from sort of growing up and thinking that, oh well, I've had you to dinner now. You need to have me to dinner. And I'm not going to ask you back until This is how we're educated about help or assistance or being friends even. So this guy, he came along, he cut my lawn. And when he was finished, I was like, well, what can I do for you? What can I give you? Because, or, you know, maybe I can invite you to dinner. Do you want a bottle of whiskey? What do you... He said, stop. He said, do you know how much pleasure it gave me to come here and cut your lawn for you and spend time with you, with my partner in your garden, and we had a barbecue and we had just had fun. We played games. I went, okay, that was my lesson. But of course, we can forget that every now and again. Last week, I had the opportunity to be really generous with somebody, but it wasn't generosity on my part. It was so easy. Now, the nephew of this boy, this man who cut my lawn, rang me last week or sent me a message, and he said, Fiona, I wonder if you can help me. Now, I've not spoken to this boy for 20 years. Boy, I mean, he's like a dad now. But I knew him from when I lived in Oxford. And he contacted me and he said, look, I'm having a problem with Center Parcs, and every time I ring, they don't speak English, and your French must be pretty good now, so I just wonder if you could give them a ring, and, you know, if you could help me. And I'm like, yeah, of course I'll help you. It feels good to help you. So what are your options? Do you want different dates? Do you want credit? Do you want this kind of thing? So he told me exactly what he needed. And I thought, right, fine, Monday morning, I'll get on and I'll do that. I'll ring them. Now, my French isn't perfect by any manner of means. Anyway, I rang this Center Parcs so that I could help my friend. And I was having a laugh with the guy on the phone, and we sorted it out. I got him, got him his first option, got him the credit that he wanted, so that he'd go back to Center Parcs any time he wanted. And when I rang him and told him that this is what had transpired, he said to me, "Oh my God, that's amazing! Awesome! Thank you so much. You have no idea how much that means to me." And I said, you know what? It was a pleasure. I really enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed being helpful because it was easy for me. You're right. I could just pick up the phone, do it in French, and sort that out for you. And I said, it was actually your uncle that taught me that years ago, the gift of being able to be of service to someone else. So I'm asking you today, how can you allow someone to be generous to you today? How can you get those words out of your mouth by saying, can you help me? I would really love some help with this. It would be awesome if you could help me. You're doing someone else a favour if they're able to do it really, really easily, because you know how good it feels when you help someone. But if you're not asking, if you're standing resolute, if you're saying, no, I want to wear the badge of honour of struggling through everything, it doesn't help you and it doesn't help the other person. Think of it energetically, having that energy flow through your body, that you've been really generous to someone by asking them, is it possible you could help me? Is there something that you do that is really, really easy for you? But for me, it would take me forever. I remember this also when I went scuba diving and thinking, crumbs, they know all this, and they've learned all this stuff. And then myself and my partner said at the time, yeah, but they couldn't do what we do during the day. They couldn't do our day job because we've done that and we know how to do that standing on our head. So there are services and there are businesses out there who are able to do things in an instant, in a flash. They know exactly how to get you where you need to be, but it's not your thing. It's not what you've learned. It's not what you've experienced. So how cool is it that you can be of service, you can be helpful to someone else? There are so many people waiting to help you, and not just people in the physical realm. I mean in the non-physical realm, the entourage of help that you have around you. So let's dissolve away that need to stand resolute on an island where you are strongly, staunchly independent, isolated, and feeling in debt if anyone ever, forbid, helps you. And just to manage to get those words out of your mouth, or even put them in your energy, like, I'm looking for assistance to do with this. Now, this has worked for me many a time. I would really appreciate finding someone who could edit my book. I would really appreciate someone who could publish my book. I would really appreciate, that would be awesome. Thank you. If we don't feel it, if we don't send it out telepathically, if we don't send it out there, no one is going to be able to pick up that message and come back and help you. I wanted today to give you a bit of an attunement so that you could change your energy to do with giving help, allowing help, letting people receive your help, because it is an amazing energy when you get into the energy of how open it is and how grateful you can be when you're receiving and when you're giving help, and the joy that's available through that as well. So without further ado, because we're here talking about help, I want you to take you over to the other side where people are really helpful, where everything is working out really well, and we can leave the struggle side away a little bit. So if you're ready, I want to take you through the doorway so that you can actually experience what it feels like, and you can have an attunement to what it would be like if you allowed that help through. So I'm going to lead you through a meditation to get you to open into the flow of your body. It has a lot to do with stepping into that new phase of your life. I can sense that sometimes you feel that you're not quite there yet. Is there something else that you need to do? This new phase of your life, and everything's just going to flow. Everything's going to be really easy for you. So get comfortable so that you can close your eyes. Try not to have anything crossed. Just be really straight and easy, but relaxed. And drop your thinking mind into your body and into your heart. Get comfortable, close your eyes, and keep everything uncrossed so that you are open and in flow. You can let the information, the energy come up from the outer worlds, the non-physical being, down and ground it into your physical being, through and into the earth, into the realm that you are living in. So let's imagine that you're standing in a doorway, but you're standing sideways. So you've got to the left of you would be your old reality, and to the right of you will be your new reality. But you've not quite moved into the new reality yet, where everybody's really helpful, where you just think it and something arrives. So your doorway is like your neutral zone. So you can just come into the neutral zone, and you're neither in the struggle and you're not yet in the flowing place, the aligned place, where there's just so many people out there available to help you move forward. So in your imagination, you can lean into the left, and you can feel how it feels there in this reality, where everything is slow and logical. There's self-doubt, there's meanness from others, there's lots of doubt and self-criticism. Your progress can be rather slow, and you feel that you're having to work really hard and put a lot of effort into everything. And it takes a lot of willpower to get things done. You have to have a good reason for everything, and everything feels separate from you, and that you are not connected to the flow. And you've experienced this for so long, and you just want to move into the new reality. Maybe it even feels that there's not enough love in this reality, and you have to do things to get more love. But that's the reality that we've been programmed to feel as real. And this is the part of you that you're used to that. This is the old reality. This is the left-hand side of the doorway. Remember, the doorway is neutral. So from leaning to the left and going into that, having had experienced that, you can leave all of that back there for a moment, and you can come back into neutral. And you can just imagine yourself tipping yourself into the right-hand side. This is the new realm. This is when things happen very easily. You just think of it, and it's in the present moment with you, and you can materialize it. It's easy for you when you want it. It's there. People arrive. You can let go of the old realities, and they can dissolve and dematerialize and go back into energy again. Nothing's ever lost. People are not critical because they feel how interconnected we all are. If you tell people something that you like, they'll help you get it. It's so creative here, co-creative here with everyone that you know. Everybody's cooperative. This is a new reality. You have a piece of the puzzle, and then there's someone else has another piece of the puzzle, and someone else has another piece of the puzzle. It's like magic. Pieces of these puzzles are all coming together for you, and life just becomes easier and easier and quicker and easier. People you meet have similar goals. Your soul groups are coming together. There is mutual support, and there is a speed, and there is an ease, and even in that quietness and that slowness, everything seems to happen instantly. And you don't have to effort so much in this quiet, safe, new realm that we are saying is on the right side of the neutral doorway. Many, many miracles and magic happen when you're in the flow. The universe takes care of so many things for you. Your entourage of helpers takes care of things for you. It's warm, it's light, it's fluid, it's easy. Fear and self-doubt do not have a place here. Come back to your doorway and stand in neutral again, and dip into the left, and know that there are a lot of people you know here who are still in this reality. And then come back into neutral again, and dip into the right. There are people in that reality already that have had these insights and openings and experience and have chosen to step through the doorway and are ready and are going to welcome you and are going to know you. So in neutral, you can go quiet and decide at this point, do you want to step through the doorway into this new reality? What's waiting for you on this new reality is more of your true self. And that's a beautiful thing and a really amazing and joyful thing. And that's what you've always wanted but didn't think you could have. So go ahead and step through and take a few steps away from the door into this new reality. You may feel that your body shifts its vibration, and that maybe you feel a kind of a shudder and an alignment, and channels open up in your body, and it's so easy, and it's just such a great feeling. Turn around and look back at the door and think of all those people that you know back there on the other side in the old, slow, linear, struggling reality. You can dissolve the doorway and the wall and any boundaries between your two worlds. Now you are just in one world. You exist in both. And you are showing those people that you know what it feels like in this new reality, including them in this new reality with you through simple telepathy, through your resonance, your essence of your energy. They have the opportunity to experience what you are experiencing, feeling, and the stories that you tell of the ease and the practical magic. You don't have to save them. You don't have to heal them. The doorway is always open for them. They will choose this all on their own. They will notice it and they will choose to wake up. Or they will choose not to notice the doorway and stay where they are. Give yourself a beautiful gift of allowing yourself to be in this new reality with your new way of functioning, and give yourself to soak this in and adjust into it. Feel it, experience it, just let it well up in your body and give it some words and descriptions of this experience of ease, where you are being helped, where you are asking for help and it's there. It's so easy. Perhaps you can send out a welcome to all those that you know who are a bit dubious, who are a bit slow in waking up. Just send out a welcome to them telepathically, energetically, Feel your heart space open up your arms like you're just going to embrace someone. Just send out that radiance of a welcome. Feel the energy of being helpful in this way to everybody around you, everybody that you meet. Giving somebody a smile and a welcome. And then when you're ready, and only when you're ready, you can come back and you can just imagine what it's like to live in this place every single second of the day. This is living with practical magic. This is where you create consciously. You focus very clearly on your energy. You set up your day. You know what it feels like in your body if something feels good. You just follow what feels good. And you can ask for help from this place. Just like, oh, gosh, can you please help me thread this needle? Can you please help me find someone who would be able to sort this out for me? And you put it out there into the universe, and you can ask your heart and soul to find the best person for you. So often we don't ask because we're not allowing ourselves to. Somebody told me recently, I don't ask much because I feel it's a bit cheeky to ask for so much. What I was told by the dragons when I channeled the dragons a year ago, and I've written a book about this, is that they're waiting to be asked. They're asking you, they're waiting for you to just quieten your mind, to get focused in on what you want, and ask. And do you know what's even cooler than that? Your business, if you're in the business of helping, has an energy all of its own. And it wants to be asked what its direction is. You cannot think the direction of your business forward. Ask it for help, ask it for direction. Talk to your business. This is being a soulful, connected entrepreneur with your business. Ask for help. Like, where and what do I need to do today? What's my part in this? Where am I going? Please can you help me feel the needs of my clients who are out there asking for me? Ask for help and you will receive help. This is having your business as your spiritual place that you are in. This is having your life receiving practical magic because you're asking for help and you're receiving help. And it feels so awesome when you receive the signs and when you receive the help, that the person comes in at just the right time, perfect timing, because that's what you wanted and that's what you were co-creating. I'm Fiona Robertson. I'm here every Thursday talking about practical magic, how you can make things work so much easier for you when we're in flow, when we're enjoying our life, when we're asking for help, when we're aware of our entourage that's around us, when we're aware of our soul, when we're aware of our helpers, that they are here to help us and they love helping us. Let them help us because it feels so good. All right, have a wonderful, wonderful day and just explore even uttering those words. I'd like some help with. Can you help me? Please help me. It would be so cool if you would help me. I'll speak to you again next week and I'll have another really cool subject for you.